Welcome back to the VBAC podcast. I am so happy that you have returned. I'm so happy to be chatting with you today, and I have some big news. This is going to be the last episode of season 1 of the VBAC podcast. Now, this has been a really long season, and I was debating if I was going to break things into seasons or just, have a perpetual podcast. And right now, I'm thinking the best way to serve you is to break it up into seasons. That way, I can make sure I'm focusing on y'all and what you need specifically. So, I want to tell you a little bit about what I have planned for you for the next few months. And I'm super excited. So, first of all, this is not the end of the VBAC podcast. I am going to be back in a couple of months with so much wonderful information, some great interviews, some great birth stories, and I'm getting really excited about it. Now, you might be saying, that's awesome, but I don't want to wait a few months, Jaimie, and that's why I've created a couple awesome things for you. So, one thing that I'm always hearing moms say is I really want this VBAC. I'm all about this VBAC. I know I have so much to learn and I don't know where to get started. And so over the next few months, I am going to be helping you figure out where to get started. That is the question we're going to answer. Where to get started when planning your VBAC. And how are we going to do that? How am I going to do that for you if I'm not doing the podcast? Well, let me tell you, I am going to be offering free VBAC consults over the next few months. Now, these will be limited. I have very limited availability for these awesome, amazing opportunities, but I wanted to tell you kind of what this is going to look like. So during your VBAC consult, we're going to create a roadmap for you. And it's not going to be a birth plan per se, but it is going to be a roadmap to kind of help you figure out where you are, where you want to be, and how to get there. So we'll talk a little bit about your birth experience, kind of some of the concerns you have going into your VBAC, and then we're going to identify exactly what your goals are for your VBAC, and we're going to come up with actionable steps for you to get there, for you to start preparing to achieve those goals. And this is for free, remember. I'm not going to hold this behind a paywall or anything because I just think it's so important to know where you even need to get started, right? And that answer is different for everybody because everybody's at a different place in their journey. So for one mom, it might be that she needs to get started, 1, with processing her previous cesarean, 2, understanding exactly how a woman's body is supposed to or designed to behave in labor, and 3, understanding her own pain tolerance and how she can manage pain during labor. And so then we'll come up with actionable steps for each goal. So, the one concern is okay, we need to start by processing your birth. How can you do that? A, B, C. And then you need to learn how your body behaves during labor because maybe after our conversation, we realize you don't really have a deep understanding of that, and that's okay. So how do you get that understanding? You need to focus on learning this, learning that, learning this. And then number 3 would be, what did we say? How to tolerate pain, right? She's concerned about her pain tolerance. Well, learn to reframe pain, understand what it means, understand different comfort measures, and understand how your partner can help you. How can you do that? You can do that a lot of different ways. You can do all of these things a lot of different ways. And so I'll give you some of those options on how you can do those. Some of those options might involve me helping you. Some of them might not. But that is kind of what we're going to flesh out. And I just think it's a really great opportunity. I'm super excited. I've got these little templates made for your roadmap, and I'm super excited about this opportunity for you. And it's a great way for us to just get a little bit of FaceTime and, for you to really bounce your thoughts off of somebody who isn't judging you and who is on your side. So I'm really excited for that. You can go to littlebearlactation.com/links and you will be able to schedule your appointment there. The other exciting thing that I have coming up is I am building out a new VBAC boot camp that I'm really excited about. It's a 3-day boot camp that will just kind of walk you through the basics of getting started preparing for your VBAC. Super excited about that. So that will be available when the new season comes out. And then we'll have the new season coming out, which is going to have some great podcast. Obviously, it has a great podcast because it is a podcast. Gosh, my kids are talking in the background, like in the other room. I don't know if you can hear them, but I can. So I'm getting a little like confused and distracted. Anywho, we have some great interviews coming up. Great interviews, birth stories. Guys, like next season is going to be packed so full of great episodes, and I'm really excited about it. In the meantime, if you have questions, I want you to email them to me because I'm still doing my blogs. I know I don't talk about the blog a lot on here because it's just kind of there, but I will still be doing my blogs and answering questions in blog posts. I'll be on social media a little bit, not a whole lot, and I'm just really wanting to focus on you and what you need. So you need to tell me what you need. littlebearlactation.com/links is where I house. littlebearlactation.com/links is where I house my VBAC resource library. So it will have links to free classes that I offer. It will have links to free consults. It will have links to paid consults. It will have links to paid courses. Whatever, it has links to my blog. Whatever you need, it's all there for you to kind of get started. So that is what I have coming up for you. I am going to miss these weekly episodes. I'm sure you're going to miss them. But what you can do for me in the meantime is go ahead, and if you have loved this podcast, like if you have loved this podcast and you're going to miss me during this little off season, go ahead and leave a rating and review. Leaving a rating and review really helps me because it shows me that you're enjoying this and that I'm doing something right. It also helps the podcast get more traction so that more mothers who need this kind of information and support can find the podcast. So if that is something that you feel called to doing, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, Mama Bear, go check out the VBAC resource library. Make your free visit with me. I'm looking forward to that. And I'll see you in a couple months. Bye-bye.